Fireflies in the City, a conversation about love. Finding a venue for a show in this city is difficult. It's not, well, no, let me repeat that. Finding a show in this city is not difficult, but it's weird how many possibilities there are to find places where you can shoot, where you can put on a play, and then what is practically usable. What I found while working on the show is that there's actually a lot of theater companies in Windsor. But finding a space, an actual space where you can put on a show needs a kind of imagination, because you can't, especially to stay in a budget, I'd love to go to the Capitol Theater and put on a show there, but like I said, it's not in the budget, because that's $1,000 a night. Do you know what I mean? We have 4 rehearsals before the week of the show. It's my first time producing and directing. I guess it's moving up in the world, putting my own money into something, and so I guess now I can officially also be called a producer and a director. So yeah, it's great to have that title, and creating something, and just being active and just learning from myself, right? And that's where being a producer this time around has really shaped, my idea of what it's like to direct, to produce, and also to keep tabs on people and to work with the community and just gain contacts, which is, I think, the first thing any art student or any artist or any person who leaves university, I think that's almost universal, who come out and try to find how you can actually practicalize what you've learned in school and apply it, the application of it.
This is an interesting god. I feel like,
oh shit, it's not gonna work.
Professional.
Fuck.
They just said,
What did I do to that?
I feel like Jack Bauer.
Do we have tape? Anybody have tape? Tape, glue, no? I think we should all give Harris a round of applause.
Thanks, Harris.
Harris, joined me last minute to pick up and help me move all this shit in here. And it's not as easy as it looks.
I'm the stage manager for Fireflies in the City, a conversation about love.
Yeah, and I do the lights.
Talked about working on a few projects before, but it's our first time actually working on something and making things happen.
I honestly love working with Talish. Talish is a sweetheart. He is awesome. He is, he knows how to direct. He knows what to expect out of his stage crew. He knows what to expect out of his actors. And he has a certain vision that he's trying to portray about, and yeah, I think he's doing an amazing job, so I love working with the guy.
He was my mentor in first year at the university when I was in the drama program. I worked with him on a play called United We Fall. Currently I'm playing the role of Max Goodman, a wealthy investor who is trying to get his friend out of a slump right now, who's just really sucks. So I'm here to help him out, and I'm here to be awesome.
In Fireflies in the City, I am the assistant director, and I also worked as the prop master. My least favorite thing about working with Talish, I don't know, I think it's just because in his head he knows exactly what he wants, worrying about, his vision and not wanting to clash everything.
I'm nervous. Why are there cameras?
Me nervous.
Sorry guys.
No, it's cameras. I don't like cameras.
Take it easy. Yeah, it's fine. Take your time.
You just really quick go to Skype right now.
You realize Richard is literally in every scene except the one
I
that
know.
we already did.
I know.
Okay. We can go over ours if it makes you feel better.
I touched up the blocking in yours.
So you want us to go over that?
I can do specifics. We can do monologue work for scene 4. You still haven't done, which I can block you because your blocking's
What are we going to
independent.
say?
Is independent of his, right? You're not doing it with him. You're just doing it independent of him. We can do that. I'm off schedule. This is gonna fuck me up.
When are you going to get here?
He doesn't know.
Sorry, I told you.
He said he has to get it. Okay. I can't leave the car. I have to walk to the police when he can't, so he's not coming. I think we didn't have a plan that what we were supposed to expect next. There was no plan for that because we didn't know anything was going to happen. And that was naive, but that's how we did it. And so when Richard quit because of his own personal reasons, we didn't have time to freak out. You don't. There was a week left until the opening of the show, and so the choice really came down to, do we want to keep doing it? You know, because the obvious answer was that I had to do it. That was I think it was in the room and everybody knew it, but the obvious answer was I had to do it, but it was more or less like, do I want to do it? So the question was, do we cancel the play, or do we go ahead and just, you know, let it happen and see what happens? And so
It fucking sucks, doesn't it?
Talish, I don't know, he really came through, pulled it all together, which is, I mean, you gotta give the guy props. I mean, he memorized an entire 2 acts of the play within like 24 hours.
God, I'm all ears.
I would. You're supposed to say it's a tough one.
No, you fucked that up and you skipped it, so I
What
went
did I
with it.
say?
No, you said, I already got it, and then I have to say I'm all ears after that. No.
No.
You know goddamn right.
Putting the amount of money we put into the show, I have to go, no, we still need to do it. We still need to make money. And you know, even if this is a bad show, we invested capital into this, we need to make this capital back. As a director, I was like, no, I don't want to do this, because now I'm not directing. Now I'm putting myself into the play and I can't direct because now I'm worried about acting. So there was no direction, which is what I had to kind of come to terms with, because now all the blocking that was on stage was like A to B blocking. It was like, okay, you go from here to here to this, and this is how we finish the scene. Which for me sucks, because I wasn't able to do what I was able to do. But you know, on the other hand, these guys put so much work into it. So I mean, at that point, it was like, cut your losses, get it done, do the best you can. That was it. So as far as next steps, like, we had tons of next steps. We didn't have any back steps. It was just realizing what we had to do and just going out and doing it.
Yeah, he was doing the intro of the play, so he's like, all right, well, you guess you got to do it now. And I was like, oh, hell. It is what it is. But, I mean, the show's still going to be good. But unfortunately, due to personal reasons, he could not complete the show, and the role will be played by our director, Talish the Fire. Now, I'm sure a few of you have looked over your programs, and you might have noticed a few spelling mistakes. I just want to take this time to apologize for that. Turns out that the person who worked on those is a little dyslexic and kind of illiterate. Well, he actually wrote and directed the show and produced it, and is now acting it, as I told you, so obviously everyone's in for a good night, right? So, without further ado, let's start the show.